Hello. How's everybody Sunday doing? Thank you ever so much for joining us on this wonderful evening. Why is it wonderful? Well, because the clocks have gone forward 1 hour, so we've still got a little bit of daylight here in Wales.
But it's not wonderful because we lost an hour's sleep.
We did lose an hour's sleep. But on the other hand, I don't know what's better. I don't know if I prefer the hour's sleep or the sunshine.
Be better if we were on a cruise.
Yeah, so most definitely. But very exciting. It is cruise week. We are on the cruise countdown. We have 3 days to go, and we'll be boarding Marella Discovery. Yes. Really looking forward to it.
Not long to go at all before we are back at sea, and we are very much looking forward to it. Although we are a little bit nervous, shall we say, just because of the cruise itinerary that we've got.
Yeah, we are flying into Cyprus. Sorry, I had to think about it then. Yeah, we're flying to Cyprus. So obviously with everything that's going on in the Middle East at the minute, it's a little bit concerning, but we've been checking the advisories and all is okay. So fingers crossed, it'll be our 4th Marella ship.
Exactly. So we can't wait for that, can we?
No, really, really looking forward to it.
So please do say hello if you can see us, and if you can hear us, please let us know in the comments. If you are on YouTube, pop a comment in there for us, and if you are on Facebook, also leave your comments, because we love it when we get some Facebook comments as well. Fingers crossed we should be live and coming to you on both of those.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We have had a few little technical difficulties in the past, but I think they've been ironed out today. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's hope so anyway. So yeah, we'd love to say hello to you, so please do that. Also, if you have any cruise questions, pop those in the comments as well. Start it with the word question. That's very helpful. But either way, I'm sure we'll read it out. Anything at all, not just Marella, any cruise line, we will do our best to help. Me and Dom we have been making our way through a lot of cruises now. We are very nearly up to our 30th cruise. Can you believe that? So we will do our best to answer as many cruise questions as possible.
Where has the time gone? And equally, it's an obscene amount of money we've spent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we do have some bargains as well.
Yeah, we do. We do
have had some bargain
here and there, but because we have to travel during the school holidays, they are very few and far in between, especially nowadays, because I do believe, cruising in 2026 has become rather pricey.
Yes, so I think Dom has read through all of my notes because he's gone through all of my things in the first 5 minutes.
So just doing a nice introduction to welcome everybody to the live. I'm in very good spirits because it is Easter holidays here in Wales. So I've got a full 2 weeks off, and very well needed.
And we also have a little drink with us.
Just a little one.
So cheers, everyone. If you do have a drink, cup of tea, cup of coffee, or just a glass of wine, cheers to you.
Cheers to you. So as always, how are you? Where are you in the world? And how's the weather? Because it's been a little bit of a mixed weekend. We did have some special guests this weekend come and stay with us.
Yes, and thank God they've gone.
Yeah, Sisters on the Seas came all the way from Birmingham to come and stay with us for the weekend. So we've been showing them the lovely sights that Wales has to offer. Yesterday, a glorious day. The sun was shining. It was a little bit nippy. Wow, was it beautiful. We went all the way down to St. David's.
I was going to ask that question.
Oh, go on.
Off the list. It's all right, you've given away the answer.
Why, what was the question?
Do you know the smallest city in the UK?
But I said St. David's.
Yeah, well, that's the answer, isn't it?
But I didn't say it was the smallest city in the UK. I just said
it would have been obvious.
We could have asked, what is the, did you know?
Well, let us know. Did you know that St. David's is the smallest city in the UK? And, we went there yesterday, didn't we? We did. Had a lovely day there in the sunshine.
It was beautiful. The cathedral, it's just incredible, really. We've made our way around a fair few cathedrals in our time. But St. David's is beautiful, very well maintained.
Yeah, and we also went to Fishguard yesterday, which if you have never been to Fishguard, you can visit there on a cruise. It is a tender cruise stop. So tender is where you get on the lifeboats, and that takes you to a shore because the cruises can't get close enough to port to dock. And it is quite popular now. It's getting more and more popular, and it's not far away for us. So it's quite nice for us to pop down there and see the cruises. No cruises in yesterday, though, because the cruise season has not started yet for Fishguard. The first ship is Naida ship in a few weeks' time. So we're looking forward maybe popping down and seeing that.
And then today we've just been to Aberystwyth. I do love Aberystwyth. It's got a beautiful promenade and a beach. Unfortunately, it has absolutely poured down all day, and we did get a right soaking.
Yeah, and we did 2 British traditions. Number 1, we went on the pier into the amusement arcade, which was quite fun, wasn't it? And then number 2, we went to Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer spending some money on the 2p slots or having a lunch in Wetherspoons with a cheap pint?
Well, we did both.
We did both, of course we did. It's not all glamorous travelling around. We were absolutely soaked today in a very wet and windy Aberystwyth. But fingers crossed the weather improves in the week. But we'll talk about our itinerary on our Discovery cruise in a few minutes. Let's just say hello to a few people first.
AKA Jason Bourne, thank you for joining us. Hope you're well.
Hello, lovely to see you.
Nami does cruising, or Nami. Nathan and Amy. Nami does cruising. Thanks for coming, guys. Hope you're both well. Sisters on the Seas are in the house after travelling all the way back from our house.
I think it's cruise week for Nathan and Amy as well. I think they're going somewhere this week. I don't know if they can reveal it. I was going to say, let us know where you're going, but I don't know if you can. It might be a secret. Sisters on the Seas, it's also coming up to cruise week. Then Liz has got another week in work, and then they're off cruising as well. So lots of cruise activity going on.
Easter holidays, best time of year to do it.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
AKA Jason Bourne, I guess we put our clocks on 1 hour. We'd be early. Yeah, that's right. We didn't forget, or we kind of did forget, but fortunately our phones auto-corrected themselves with the time. Yeah,
this is a good thing. All the clever people must be here because they remembered to put their clocks correct. If not, they've turned up at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Very sorry. You've missed us.
Fly Drive Explore. Hope you're both well.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Really great to see you. Fourth call today. Wonder where you're off to next, because you seem to be off and about all the time as well.
Nice little adventures. Dan, nice to see you watching in the car on the way back from Aber Voyage.
Oh, Aber Voyage, yeah. Unless that's something else, Aber Voyager, but I presume it's Aber Voyage. What was that like? We nearly went to see it when we were last in London, didn't we?
We did.
But instead we went to see Titanic. And Titanic was very good.
It was really good.
So maybe we should go and see Aber Voyage. So I've heard they've added some new songs into Aber Voyage, so they've updated it a little bit. So that could be quite a good one to do.
No, look, yeah, definitely. Next time we're in London, we will check it out. Ken Goes Cruising. Thank you for coming. Hope you're both well.
Yes, Ken and Lindsay do have a Bruges video out. We were on the same cruise as them, if you don't know, on Fred Olsen Balmoral about 4 weeks ago now, a month ago. And they've already put in their videos out. They're on it. So have a look at that if you want a preview of what we got up to on Balmoral, because we also were on the same itinerary.
Ken Goes said, we sailed from Fishguard to Ireland many, many years ago for a wedding. Yeah, it's still a really important transport hub between West Wales and Rosslare over in Ireland. So yeah, no, it is a very busy working port, lots of traffic, lots of people.
The ferry was in when we were there yesterday. So it would have been busy with people back and forward to Ireland.
James says, hello, not school holidays for us yet, 1 more week. Queen Victoria on Saturday. Oh, I do love Queen Victoria.
Excellent, yeah.
That theatre is just something else. It's like a West End theatre on a cruise ship with the boxes. Loved it.
Yeah, and you can book those boxes. So it is one of the special theatres that we've been to. We just love it because it doesn't feel like you're on a ship. A lot of modern ships, it's like a sloping theatre, isn't it? Where this is
classic,
like a classic West End style theatre.
And to be fair, when we hired the box to watch the show on formal night, I think it only came to around about £50-ish per person.
It has gone up a lot now, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, and you get less, I think.
Oh.
So that'd be interesting if you could let us know how that goes or what that is like.
But I definitely recommend it.
Yeah,
because it did make you feel quite special with the bellboys in their red little outfits welcoming you into the theatre, ushering you to your box. It was really enjoyable experience, and you get some great views over the stage, really.
and of course they've got Come From Away on board now, and both Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria, so West End style show that we'd love to go and see.
Well, have I scrolled down too far?
Yep,
I have. Look at me.
You're getting ahead of yourself there, Dom.
Not too. Question: which Marella cruise ship is from Nikki? Would you recommend for a first time on Marella? If I'm honest, they're all very, very similar. We can't comment for Discovery, really, because because Discovery and Discovery 2 are the only two ships in the current Marella fleet that we've never sailed on.
So I'm going to say two things. We liked Voyager the best because I think there's enhancements on Voyager than there is on Explorer 1 and Explorer 2. However, if you want an adults only ship, Marella Explorer 2 is always adult only, and Marella Discovery will be adults only for the summer this year. So it all depends on what you want. More entertainment, more things going on, Voyager, because they've got the extra experience, the exchange. Yeah, and they've got more things going on just on the ship in total, really. They've got the Silver Fork, which is a great specialty restaurant as well.
Lovely.
But Explorer 2, a little bit smaller, tiny bit smaller ship, but is adults only. So if you want adults only, that would be the best option.
But to be fair, we've enjoyed every single one of our Marella cruises, and I'm sure, fingers crossed, the one on Discovery coming on Wednesday will be no different. Just the sheer amount of dining venues that are included on every single ship is incredible. If you want Italian one night, you can go to Nona's or Nonna's. If you want Mexican tapas, they've got on some ships, they've got that available.
Abuelas,
that's it. In terms of Marella, I think it's a good all-rounder for a first cruise, because I think all-inclusive, you don't have to worry about anything additional if you don't want to. They do have a handful of specialty restaurants on board if you'd like to make your evening just a little bit more special.
And doing a fly cruise, Marella make it super easy. Your coach transfers, your flights, everything else is included. You look for your TUI rep and they'll sort you out. It's much, much easier than perhaps doing it independently with some other lines, arranging your own flights and things. So yeah, it's definitely a good way to start cruising.
And you can pick up some outstanding bargains outside of holiday and school holidays. You know, you can go for £600, £600 for a week.
Yeah, if you fancy going on the itinerary that we're doing, flying from Cyprus, for obvious reasons, it's a little bit cheaper coming up. And I think it's about £800, £900 for the week you can get it for at the moment.
You know, the fact that it's all inclusive, you know, there's no drinks limit. They've got a really extensive included array of different drinks that you can have. It's just fantastic value, really.
Yeah.
Naomi, all we are going to say is that we're doing a cheeky mini cruise.
Oh, there's a lot of mystery in that now. So we have to have a good think what type of mini cruises are going reasonably soon. But I'm sure, as usual, you will have a wonderful time, because we know Nathan and Amy absolutely love Marella. So we have been watching some of their videos, and they always have the best time on board. So we can't say, I bet they'll have a brilliant time on whatever they're going on.
Victoria, afternoon from South Wales. Victoria, thank you for joining us. Hope you're well and the weather's not too grey where you are.
No, I can see Victoria's on the P&O large deck chair there.
Well, we posted a little reel of us trying to get in, trying to get out of the one on Ventura. I wonder why they make them so difficult.
Yeah, because they're so big.
They are absolutely massive, and it really, you do. It doesn't matter who you are going to struggle to get in and out of them.
Yeah, some of them do have a little step at the bottom to help you get in and out.
And a cushion for your back.
But getting in is easier than getting out. It's definitely a challenge, isn't it?
But you have to take the opportunity while it's there.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that little reel, it's on our Facebook and Instagram pages. It's just a bit of fun, really.
Adam, sir, can you mark my update assignment? Well, thank you, Adam, but this was due on Friday. Oh, no, no, I'm not, because I'm on holiday, Adam. Thank you ever so much for commenting on the video. Fly, Drive, Explore. We're off on the fjords on Queen Anne with a family in May. We're holding off from booking anything else because of the current world situation. What about everyone else? So
that's quite
a
interesting.
difficult time.
For us personally, it would depend where you want to go. So 2 reasons. If you want to go east, flying east is quite difficult because a lot of the places would normally transit through Dubai, Doha, Qatar, that type of area. So it does make it difficult. And if you want to go west, because it's harder to go east, things have gone up in price to go west. So yeah, there's a two-factor thing there, really. However, unless we were planning on doing a Middle East cruise, which we're not, I don't think it would stop us at the moment.
No. Unless, fingers crossed it resolves and doesn't escalate.
My theory is, if you are quite happy to perhaps try a river cruise, now is a great time to do it. So if you want to do a river cruise in Europe, I think that would be a brilliant time to do it now. So that is definitely something we've been keeping an eye on, because you can even get there on the Eurostar then. So you wouldn't need to fly anywhere at all.
No.
But if you did want to fly, it's just over to, say, France, Spain, Switzerland, Portugal, Germany, Austria. So easier places without going
too far afield. Yeah.
So those type of places might be a good option at the moment.
Ben, hello. What do you think of the next restaurant will be on Resilient Lady instead of Razzle Dazzle? Maybe a British or a Welsh restaurant. That would be interesting.
That would be great. I'm trying to think now. Resilient. Have they announced that one?
I don't know.
I think they have.
I know they've Lucky Lotus is on Scarlet.
Lucky Lotus
I know that
Scarlet.
the Indian-inspired speciality is on Resilient, is it?
Is that Resilient?
Or is that Valiant? They're all very
Valiant, I think. Valiant. I don't think Resilient has changed yet, because Brilliant Lady has got Rojo, hasn't it? The Spanish star restaurant. So I think going from that, I don't know. I think it may be something else Asian, because they haven't got much Asian food on board.
No.
Whereas they've got Mexican with pink agave, they've got steak already. It would be great. I can imagine if they had a British, what would they serve on the British, in a British speciality restaurant? Well, I suppose Marella do it and P&O do it.
We do,
Their elevated British cuisine.
So like a spin on the Epicurean.
Yeah, you could have fancy fish and chips.
Fancy fish and chips.
Fancy pork pie.
Yeah, you could. It would. I suppose they could, but I don't think they will, because they want a little bit of mass appeal, don't they? So they've already got the Wake as their sort of steakhouse.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We've dined in Lucky Lotus and we thought the food was incredible. We really did enjoy it. We came out there and we both said, wow, we are stuffed, and that food was good.
Yeah.
So it is nice that they're sort of trying to add some type of different venue to differentiate all the different ships.
Yeah.
Will it be, well, I don't want to say will it be enough, because we did find the Scarlet, well, we did find the whole Virgin experience incredibly similar. So I think we'll hold off going back on a Virgin ship for a couple of years, just because it was just so samey.
So for those who don't know, we've done 2 Virgin cruises. We've done Scarlet Lady and we've done Resilient Lady. So yeah.
One was out of Portsmouth, the other was a celebration cruise out of Lisbon.
Yeah, both of them really good, very full on. Loved every single minute on board, but we think we've pretty much done what they've got at the moment. But Virgin have some huge super fans who will go on and on and on. A lot of people are on the Panama Canal cruise at the moment. That is a super cruise, because that is going from Miami all the way around to LA.
Yeah.
So really good itinerary. Those perhaps we would consider doing something else like that. So it's to see what it's like with a US vibe. That would be interesting to do, because both the times we've sailed in Europe, particularly sailing out of Portsmouth, was a very different vibe. I think mostly British people on board.
Yeah.
But very interesting, very full on. We do love Scarlet Night. It is such good fun. but we'd like to see a few more changes happen on board just to refresh the entertainment and things.
Which I think they are in the process of doing.
They are doing, yeah.
They are doing. They
There's
are going to
more
make
new
it a
things
little bit
already.
different.
Hey, brilliant lady's already changed, looks great. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Tracy Lewis, thank you for joining us. Hope you're well.
Thank you.
Wendy, just want to thank you guys for all your brilliant videos in Dubrovnik soon, and love the look of the bar you were sat overlooking the Jesuit steps.
Yes.
Found out we are sailing shortly with the sisters. You were on board on Balmoral. I'm going to be asking them about the inside cabins we booked on Balmoral.
Well,
Wendy, they did mention something, didn't they?
They did. Yeah. And those, well, go on. Do you want to talk about Dubrovnik first, or do you want to talk about Balmoral first?
We'll do Dubrovnik because we've been twice now. On the first time we did walk the walls, and I think it cost us around 40 to 50 euros each just to walk around. So it took us around about an hour and a half, but it was a brilliant experience, and the views you get overlooking the ocean and sea, and when you get to the top overlooking Dubrovnik are unmatched.
And walking the walls, this is the perfect time of year to do it. So at either end of the season, so if you can go at Easter or you can go September, October time, that's much better to do it than the main season in the summer, because when we were there in the summer, we were there for August time, and it was so hot. I don't think we would have enjoyed walking the walls then. It would have been quite a task to do it, even though there are bars on the way around.
Yeah, you could do a walk the walls bar crawl.
But yes, you definitely could. But then it's not cheap.
No, it's not.
It's about 10 euros a drink, isn't it? On like a beer on the walls, plus on top of your $40 already to get on the wall.
40
euros to get on the walls.
Yeah.
But the second time we went, we did a guided tour, which was really good. We absolutely learned loads more than we would ever have done.
And it was a little bit later on in the day. So even though we were there in August, it was still really warm, but it was just right to go around and explore, because it is just such a beautiful place. And we found that lovely little wine bar that's sort of tucked away up towards the back of the walls, which was beautiful and so cool.
This is one of the hidden secrets places in Dubrovnik, because you have to walk through a doorway and it opens out into this lovely vine-covered courtyard, and the service there was exceptional. It wasn't overly pricey for Dubrovnik, considering what the surroundings were like. It's a really nice place. And then, of course, like you said, by the Jesuit steps, which are the famous shame steps. Everybody's on those steps getting a selfie, wanting a photo, because it is in Game of Thrones. But there is this great bar that's, again, not easy to find. We had to walk through a courtyard again and up some stairs around the back to get to it. But it is a great place to sit. You get great views there.
It's perfectly positioned.
Drinks are, and food is done on a pulley system. We had food there. We had burger each, didn't we?
Yeah, it was lovely.
And
the fact it was around about 24 euros just for the burger on its own, but it was a beautiful burger. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Nice drinks. I had a shame cocktail there. Perfect place. Wasn't too busy because it is so well hidden to get up there, even though it is probably one of the most popular places on those steps for tourists. So definitely go and visit there if you can.
Well, we ended up walking around a couple of times just because we could see people up there, and we were like,
how did we get there?
Up there?
Yeah. You do have to go back on yourself away from the steps and go through that doorway.
And
it does look like you're going to somebody's apartment or something.
you wouldn't. They did have a couple of signs though, so you knew you were on the right track.
Yeah, and they have got an Instagram page as well. I think it's like Shame Basket or something like that. It's called because everything is delivered on that basket.
Balmoral,
loved Balmoral. Inside cabin, we saw a few inside cabins while we're on there.
Yeah, we did.
Lots of variation on the inside cabins. Some have been refurbished, some haven't. Some are in an L shape, some are together. So it really, it's a good bit of research you need to do before you pick a cabin with them. But Lizzie and Laura will tell you all about that, I'm sure, when you're on board.
What's it, Aurora? No, Azura.
Azura.
Yeah, we loved Azura. I really like Ventura. I think it's perfect size.
Yeah.
Perfect size. Duncan, we won't be cruising next year as my daughter is getting married. Believe me, a cruise would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Oh my God. Is she getting married in the UK? Because I think weddings in the UK are a fortune, aren't they? They are just for the dress. I think you can go on a cruise.
Well, yeah. Well, we're going.
Yeah.
Your brothers.
My brother's getting married later on this year in Greece.
It'll be our first land-based holiday in 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't know. I think we'll be sat around the pool going, right, where's the entertainment?
Yeah, where's the speciality restaurant?
Yeah. Why is there no table service?
Yeah, we'll have to go to the bar. So, yeah, it will be interesting, but I'm sure the wedding will be absolutely worth missing a year of cruising for. It's a special day. We and
once in a lifetime.
Yeah, well, let's hope.
I didn't want to say that. Eurostar and train would have worked well for.
Well, it did work well for them because Ken and Lindsay went all the way to Barcelona on the train. Yeah,
on the Eurostar, which I suppose is an amazing little experience in itself. Really,
it's an adventure before the cruise.
It is, and you did it so well. Really planned it down to the letter. That was.
Yeah, we did Eurostar when we did our river cruise in Paris.
We did,
which was great. It's great.
Yeah,
you're leaving St Pancras, you arrive in Paris,
but you are sat on a train. Because we'd never travelled on Eurostar before. I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting something a little bit more than, oh, I'm sat on a train.
Yeah, you were thinking it was like the what's the name of the train in Alaska? Like it was going to be glass. Nice. You can see fish swimming around you or something.
But because, well, you see a little bit of countryside and then it goes pitch black, and then you see a bit more countryside until you arrive in Paris or wherever you're intending to go. Yeah. So it was I just felt like I was on a train, but it was super handy and
it was quick.
It was quick.
2 and a bit hours, was it? Maybe, and we were there, done on the ship. And it took longer to drive through Paris.
It did. That they were prepping for the Olympics, so the building work and the traffic, it was insane.
It was insane.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that.
Lovely to see Paris and the Eiffel Tower lit up from a river ship. Amazing. We posted a bit about that with the Eiffel Tower question this week, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, where were we? The mini Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
No, Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. Tower. The Eiffel Tower was there, but it wasn't. It was full size.
Full size. It was the real one. Honest. Jason, big deck chairs. I would imagine it's very entertaining for crew to watch us try and get in and out.
I bet they have a
wonderful time.
Bit of a giggle to themselves every time somebody gets in that and they think, try and get out. Yeah. Because on Iona, it's tucked away in the corner at the side of the bar.
Well, it is that. So the bar staff have got a prime spot for a little bit of daytime entertainment for them.
Maybe it is. It's right next to the bar.
It is. But it has got a little step that you can step up. But it's getting out. It's getting out.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
It might be that it was there because we were there over Christmas and perhaps they had to move it for the Christmas decorations. I don't know.
Possibly. But I don't know what it is about a large deck chair. You just see it and you think, I'm getting in that.
Yeah. Well, we do anyway. We get in and then struggle to get out. All fun. All part of the cruise fun.
It is. I wonder why other cruise lines don't do it though.
I don't
know. I quite like. I suppose a deck chair is quintessentially British, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, on Celebrity, they've got an oversized chair that makes you look like you're small. Yeah, that was on Silhouette.
Silhouette.
Yeah, but not a deck chair. It's like a wooden flatted chair, isn't it?
It is. Hiya from Steve and Christine. Thank you both for joining us. Only 3 weeks to go until we're back on our favourite ship, MSC Virtuosa, after her return from the winter in the Caribbean. Can't wait. Well, Virtuosa was our first ship.
Yeah, and it's a good time to go on Virtuosa because she's not hanging around for long anymore. No, she is. It's her last UK season.
It is.
And I'm sure she'll be popping back from time to time, but permanently she's been here since COVID, since after COVID,
2021.
And she's been here every year since. So yeah, it would be a shame to see her go.
She's going to the Med now.
She's going to the Med
2027.
So we'll be getting more MSC Meraviglia and more Preziosa, I think. So we've done Preziosa, not Meraviglia, so that could be one to do in the future. But have a wonderful time on Virtuosa.
Virtuosa is a beautiful ship. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
All of MSC ships are. They do put a lot of attention to detail in their ship designs and decorations.
Yeah, that atrium and galleria area is amazing, isn't it? If you were there, you wouldn't know you're on a ship.
No. Ken and Lindsay. I just found a picture of us in the covered bar in Dubrovnik in 2010.
Wow. No, I wonder where was it?
2010.
Was that before Game of Thrones was shown? I wonder
Yeah,
if that
must
was
have been.
before Game of Thrones, because perhaps
Oh.
Dubrovnik wasn't as popular, because those stairs have become so popular since Game of Thrones, haven't they?
Well, yeah, and the prices have just gone.
Yeah, I bet it was way cheaper in Croatia in 2010.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have even
Been
been Euro then, would
No.
it? And if you speak to the locals, which we did in Croatia a lot, they
Yeah.
said since the Euro has come in,
Everything.
prices have shot up. Before then, I can't remember what the currency was in Croatia before the Euro, but yeah, since then,
Everything's
prices got a lot more expensive.
But saying that, when we were nipping around the islands on the Riviera Yacht, we did find some bargains. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't as cheap as Bulgaria, because wow, that was insane.
Yeah,
€8 for a bottle of wine.
a whole bottle of wine.
€6 for something to eat.
And it's good quality, local wine and
Mm.
local food. Really good stuff. Considering we just jumped over the border on our land tour after our yacht cruise, and you're in a completely different world.
Yeah.
Completely different culture, different vibe altogether. Absolutely stunning. Just in a different way,
Yes.
though. In a different way. It was great, because as we were driving through, when we first entered, we said, "What are all these things on the side of the road?" And everyone is like drying tobacco in the fields and things. Just a
Different world.
very different place to Croatia. So much cheaper. And obviously it's outside the EU as well.
Mhm.
But yeah,
They have applied.
our last video is coming up
Yes.
from in Bosnia
Our final day in Bosnia and Herzegovina. That'll be out tomorrow.
and that will be our series done.
Done.
And then we'll be moving on. We've got a video from Ambassador coming.
Yeah, because we're going to put that out next week, because we don't have time to do the Ventura, to start Ventura until we're back
Yeah, and then Ventura series will be coming
soon.
in a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks Monday.
Once we're back.
Once we're back, Ventura will be out finally.
So
Well,
Ambassador video will be on Ambition, which we went on
The festive cruise.
just before Christmas, and then we'll be on to our Ventura series, and then after Iona, yeah,
And then after that, it'll be Fred, and then
Fred.
after Fred, it'll be
Morella.
going on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
yeah,
good.
we've got lots to do.
We
So
have loads
if you want to
left
see any
do.
of those, make sure you are following us along. And it's probably a good time to say, if you could, hit the like button on this video. We really appreciate every single like that you get. So if you're on Facebook, or if you are on YouTube, hit the like button. And if you are on Facebook, make sure you are following us. And if you're on YouTube, please hit subscribe. On both things, it is completely free to do, but it really supports our channel.
It really does help us out. So
There we
thank you very much in advance.
Yeah, and if you are already following us, also
Well done.
thank you. Yeah, well done. You have succeeded in the task.
Right, Joseph, we got a question. Hi guys, my partner and I are going on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady in 3 weeks. We love Princess and QM2, but time only allows us to do Virgin Voyages leaving from Brooklyn. Do the parties get overcrowded? It looks like a fun ship, so packed. What do you think? We will watch your videos again on Virgin Voyages. Love them. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you very much.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Virgin, you can make Virgin whatever cruise you want it to be.
Yeah, the parties are great fun.
They are.
Do they get packed? It depends on the weather. So
We've never had a pajama bar party
outside, and there is much more space outside when they hold the parties than there is inside. If the things are happening in the manor or in the Red Room, it can get busier. Some of the big parties like Scarlet Night
and hot.
Pajama Party can get busy. If they're outside, no problem at all. There's more space.
Yeah,
Scarlet Night round the pool. If you want to be in and amongst it all,
you can.
get on the pool level. If you want to be a little bit away with more space, go up a deck and look down on the pool party. That is a better option.
Yeah, Virgin, the popular events do get busy. You know, like any other cruise ship, they do get busy. I think with Virgin, you can get yourself right in there in the middle of it, or you can just take yourself to the side and still enjoy and take part in the activities in a more quieter little spot.
Yeah.
I think you'll have the food on Virgin, the entertainment on Virgin are really, really good, especially if it's your first time sailing with them.
Some of the events, like the events in the manor, so the extra events like Another Rose or the shows, Lola's Library or whatever it may be, they do get busy, so do get there earlier, including like the divas, the diva shows. They do get busy, so get there early for those.
Yeah, we tried.
We had to stand up at one point, and then someone offered us a seat. So thank you very much.
Nice.
But yeah, lots going on. So it all depends on the event. In the day, much more calm.
Unless you want to do the 80s workout, because those places just disappear as soon as they're released.
Yeah.
You have to pre-book them on the
Bungee workout.
Bungee workout, gone.
Yeah. Lots of things like that do book up. But mate, I'm sure you have, but do book your restaurants in advance. Please do that.
It just makes life so much easier.
Otherwise, if you're not booking those restaurants in advance, it's really hard to get into.
And I'd even recommend booking the restaurant, even if they haven't got a time that you want, book the restaurant. Just book it so you've got that slot, even if it's 8:45, you want to dine at 7:30, just book that slot. And when you get on board, just ask. And if they can move it, they'll move it.
Yeah.
But if not, you've got that slot. You're not going to miss out.
Yeah. But remember, at Sail Away, they do give away free drinks. So look out for the free drinks.
They give a lot of free drinks.
Virgin give a lot of free drinks. No, it's not as nice as all the other drinks. No. And David and Mark did their live earlier, and they said the drinks weren't the best.
Oh, were they not?
On the last sailing. But get the free drinks. Yeah. Especially on Sail Away. Get there, in the pool, free drinks.
Yeah, I do like Virgin. I have nothing wrong with that. I think it's a fantastic offering.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd mix the different experiences on different ships and different playlists. So we got Rich Baker. Hi, Tom and Dom. Love your vlogs.
Thank you very much.
We are off to the hopefully sunny shores of Coruña and Vigo and Bilbao next month. Have you been? Any tips?
We have been to all of those. So let's do them in order. A Coruña. Last time we went there, we walked along the beach.
It wasn't the last time. Last time we were... Oh, yes, we did. Sorry, I do apologise.
Yeah.
We did.
Last time there, we walked along the beach. Lovely, huge beach. You can walk along, and the football stadium is on that beachfront as well.
Yeah. My DJI gimbal broke.
Yeah. They've got a lovely square there, which is what Dom's talking about. Go and sit in there. Or the time before that, we went and we walked to the Tower of Hercules, which is a nice place to go and have a walk to. Big tower, fantastic monument. You see it sailing in and out of La Coruña. Really great to do.
And if you want to go inside, make sure you buy your tickets at the entrance,
at the booth,
which is away. You turn to go in and walk towards the tower, and the ticket booth is there.
Yeah.
And if you miss it, you have to walk all the way back, get a ticket to go back in, because there's no ticket site at the base of the tower anymore.
Yeah. Vigo,
okay. Vigo, I like Vigo.
Yeah.
I do like Vigo. The port here is beautiful. There's a large shopping centre. There's loads of little yachts and boats. If the sun's shining, it's beautiful. The one main attraction to Vigo, and it's kind of like a little challenge because it is a fair bit of walking.
Yeah.
And that's to walk all the way up to the fort that overlooks Vigo, and you get some outstanding views.
Yeah, it's free to walk into the port. It's nice to have a quick look around, but it is probably
a challenge.
A challenge, and you're 10-15 minute worth when you're there, and that's it.
Yes, but they've got plenty of little rest stops because they're aware that it's a little bit of a challenge. So that you can walk a little bit, sit down, have a rest, walk a little bit, sit down, have a rest, walk a little bit, sit down, have a rest. But it's one of them things that if you're in Vigo, go and do it, because Vigo is a big city. It's like many other cities. So if you do enjoy your shopping, you'll find just about everything there. But this is just one unique little quirk of Vigo that not many other places have. So yeah, we did challenge ourselves to do it. I think Ken and Lindsay challenged themselves to do it as well when they went to Vigo. Sisters on the Seas came with us, and they were going to give up a little bit halfway. We carried on and left them, and then lo and behold, 10-15 minutes they arrived at the top as well.
And with Vigo as well, there are escalators to help you. So look out for these escalators, outdoor escalators in the streets that do help take you up the streets. So lots of things in Vigo. There is also some great restaurants in Vigo. You just need to find the right areas because it is a city. There's some not so nice areas and there's some nice areas.
We found that lovely little bar that overlooked just down after we'd done our walk.
Yeah.
And then we were walking back down. There's this lovely little bar, gave us little bits of tapas.
Really
it was
nice.
Lovely, really nice, sat in the sun.
And then Bilbao. So Bilbao, you will dock in Getxo, and then you will then have a shuttle bus that will take you into Bilbao itself. It should drop you off by the Guggenheim Museum.
With a puppy.
Yeah, with a puppy. Good photo opportunity. Up to you whether you want to pay to go in the Guggenheim, if that's your thing or not. For us, we didn't particularly fancy going to look in, so we had a walk around the outside, got on the tram to the old town, had a wander around the old town, and then walked back to the ship. So, which is a nice thing to do. It doesn't cost a lot. No. Again, we stopped in was it a cafe or a bar?
I'm trying to remember now.
Had a drink there.
I was on Sky Princess.
Really nice. We liked Bilbao.
Yeah,
nice place.
And the layout is such a beautiful city.
Yeah,
just so traditional, and I don't know, it's like Barcelona vibes in terms of they got all the parallel streets. You've got Central Square, and they all sort of branch out. You can see for miles.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, beautiful city. The puppy is this beautiful little sculpture of a dog with flowers and things like that, all planted into it, just outside the Guggenheim Museum. They've got the little spider along the waterfront. The waterfront. Yeah, Bilbao, really enjoyed it. We've never got off and explored Getxo.
No, we haven't.
We've always gone into Bilbao, but it is beautiful, really nice.
Yes, all three of those are quite different, but there's lots of things to do in all of them.
Loads, absolutely loads. And if you don't want to book an excursion, you really don't have to, especially if it's your first time visitor. You can do all this yourself.
Lovely.
And with A Coruña and Vigo, you dock right in the city.
Yeah.
Right in the city. So it is just, you step off and you're there.
Okay.
Okay, Jason Ball. If you had to choose between river or ocean cruising, which one would it be?
Two different beasts.
Very different. That's like asking, do you prefer, I don't know, P&O to Princess? Because they're just different.
Chicken or beef?
Chicken or beef. Chicken or beef.
It depends what you want to do. So for us, ocean is a little bit more variety. If you more ship based, if that makes sense. So there's more entertainment, there's more choice of dining venues, there's more places to sit and look out, which is all great. We love all of that. But then if you want something a bit more laid back and be a bit more immersed in the culture of the place you're going to, so more based on what's off the ship, you're getting great views of the country that you're in as you're sailing through on the river. River's better for that. Yeah,
because you dock right in the city centre most of the time. And you know, there's no scanning your cruise card to get on and off. Well, you do just to let them know, but there's no sort of security or queuing to go through a metal detector and have your bag scanned. And as soon as you step off that ship, you're there, you're in it.
Yeah.
I do love river cruising because it is just such a lovely, relaxed pace. A cruise is a cruise. You can have your little relaxation if you want to, but if you want to go to some live music events, if you want to go to a theatre show, if you want to go on bumper cars, if you want to go down a slide, if you want to go swimming, you know, you've got that variety there.
Yeah. On an ocean cruise, sometimes the ship is also the destination. On a river cruise, it's about being immersed in the country that you're visiting or the countries that you're visiting. It's quite different, isn't it?
I'm just reminiscing. The last river cruise we did was with Riviera, the gastronomy of the Rhine, the Rhine, which was just we had such a great time.
And we did Switzerland, Germany,
France
in that.
Strasbourg.
Absolutely amazing. And we would never have gone into those places. You'd never get to near any of them on an ocean cruise.
Nowhere near. So you do get, I suppose, ocean does the outside, river does
the inside of the country. Yeah. Very different. Beautiful views. The only one where we came close to it was on Fred Olsen Balmoral, where we took the ocean ship Balmoral down in the Seine. So we had those fantastic views on either side of the ship.
was
that
beautiful.
you would get on the river. So that was a bit of best
And it
of
was the
both worlds.
only sunny day. Can you believe that? We were so looking forward to this little river transit on an ocean liner.
Yeah.
And it was the only sunny day of the cruise. We were cruising in February, but it was beautiful, genuinely beautiful.
Yeah. And everything. Now it's Easter. So
Is the time gone? Well, saying that, it's only been 5 weeks since the last cruise, Thomas.
yeah, true. But it feels a lifetime ago.
Ted, hi guys. Any designs on a cruise to the Arctic? Saw a show on this in last week and piqued my interest. You know what? It is on the list. We would love to. I think just to go to such a remote location of the world that not many people have been to at all, just to see what it's actually like, would just be incredible.
We've got close to the Arctic up in Greenland. Greenland, we had icebergs around the ship. We were definitely sailing past glaciers through Prince Christian Sound.
Lovely.
Amazing. So that is kind of Arctic cruising. We didn't go north enough into Greenland to be classed as Arctic, although we did cross the Arctic Circle
we did
on that cruise. But it was very Arctic-like. For us, we'd like to go the other direction and do Antarctica.
Oh, yes.
And do that end of the world.
But I'd love to go up the left-hand side of Greenland.
Is it the Northwest Passage?
Yes.
Or Northeast Passage? That way.
It'd be west.
Northwest Passage,
but unless you're in the United States, and then it'd be the east.
Anyway, that passage, you can only do that for a couple of weeks in the summer. Love to do that. Unless you've seen an iceberg on a ship. I'm not talking Titanic, but unless you've seen an iceberg from a ship, it is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. The whites, the blues, the turquoises. It looks spectacular. And you look down into the water and the colour of the water as well. Amazing.
I just remember on Island Princess when we went to Greenland and we're sailing out of, it was either
Qaqortoq or Nanotalik.
And there was this huge iceberg. It was only low lying because they say 90% of an iceberg is under the water, so it's completely flat, obviously broken off from somewhere. But it was the length of the ship.
Yeah,
it was just and you're just like, you just can't quite believe it. And interesting fact, all of those sort of cruises to the Arctic, they have to have, what's the person called? An ice pilot on board. And they have two that alternate and they're on duty all the time checking for icebergs.
Yeah, expert at iceberg
spotting. Hey, I wonder who gave them that career.
But we did at
school.
We did an up close iceberg excursion as well. That wasn't cheap, to be fair. It was on a rib, and we could got within touching distance of these icebergs, and the water streaming down the sides of them, and the difference in colour. And our guide was fantastic, telling us about the iceberg.
And the water had refroze.
Yeah,
that's what. You can't get that close unless you are on a rib, because he's, our captain said, as soon as I hear a crack, I've got to put my foot down and go.
Yeah. Because if they turn, because the icebergs do turn, it can be dangerous.
Yeah. That's amazing. I'd do it again.
Yeah.
I would do it again.
Yeah, we loved it. So yes, absolutely to that question, it is on our list of things to do.
Something so unique.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Ambassador? Just booked a bargain from Newcastle in 2027. Go for it.
Go for it. Ambassador are exactly what they say they are going to be. So that is excellent value for money.
They don't pretend to be anything. They don't pretend to be, an expensive cruise line.
No, but they deliver on.
Is amazing.
Yeah, they deliver on excellent service.
Drinks,
good drinks.
Price,
fantastic entertainment. It is really warm, friendly welcome. They say they have the warmest welcome at sea, and that is pretty true. They are very good. No problems with Ambassador. Ships, small size ships, so you get to know everyone, you get to know the crew. They are
much older, but
an older demographic.
Well, no, and the ships as well. They're old.
The ships are older. Yeah,
the ships are old. They are an older demographic, but it wouldn't stop us going on. We've had fantastic cruises.
Yeah.
Every time we've sailed with Ambassador, never had a problem. Yeah, the ships are a little bit older, but you'd be hard pushed to find that when you're walking around because they do look after it. They finally started getting rid of the COVID carpet on Ambition. No, Ambience, sorry. Which is a welcome relief because that carpet was bloody horrible. Pardon my French.
And Ambassador are adults only, so they are picking up a lot of P&O Cruises, where P&O are obviously moving towards the family market now, much further towards the family market, because they obviously want more people per cabin. Ideally, they prefer 4 people in every cabin, I think, on P&O. But with Ambassador, they want adults only. It's a great adults vibe on board, set dining, more formal. We enjoyed it. So yeah, go for
it. You won't be disappointed.
Definitely try their specialty restaurant. We loved their Indian restaurant, which is called...
Oh, now you push me. We did...
What is it?
Colours? No, Colours and Tastes on bread.
Saffron.
Saffron is the Indian
restaurant. We enjoyed that. And then the Sea and Grass, which is their
steak and fish. Yeah, it's good.
Good restaurants.
Ken goes cruising. We are in Dubrovnik. We were in Dubrovnik many times. It does get very hot. Yes, it does. The currency was the Cunard. Yeah. Things were very cheap, especially the ice cream. I think you'd need it in that heat because it's hot.
It is. Definitely. We've heard how much that was probably, well, we can say for ourselves, and that things are not very cheap in Croatia anymore.
Oh, Ted. Ted, thank you for the last Riviera Yacht in Croatia series. Really enjoyed that. Oh, well, thank you, Ted. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, if you want to see a different side of Croatia that's very different from a traditional ocean cruise, we've just posted our yacht cruise series. It is a experience with Riviera Travel. Paul and Carol are actually going to do it in this year as well. And it is amazing. It's such a different way of cruising. You get to jump off the
back of the ship,
the yacht, every single day into the water if you want to. Crystal clear water, beautiful little secluded bays. You get to go to small towns that no other cruise line would ever get to. Even we went to one little town and we got to dock in the center of this town. Ponant, which is a much more expensive cruise line, had to tender in. So that's the type of thing you're getting with the yacht cruise. Bukiska,
beautiful place.
So even these ultra luxury ships had to tender in on a yacht. No bother. You were straight into the centre of town.
It's
beautiful places, fantastic local food, fantastic local wine, places that you would never get to go to.
Stunning, absolutely stunning. And if you include the fact that you get your excursions, you get you get your lunches, you get your breakfast, you get a number of evening meals,
and you're overnighting in all these places. So
it's fantastic value. It really is, even though it is a bit more pricey than your standard, Northern Europe.
You have a guide on every
she was amazing.
On every port, you get a guide provided plus a tour manager that Dom's talking about on the ship.
Maltese was amazing. Our tour manager, she sorted everything out. You don't have to do anything. That's what I do appreciate about Riviera. The fact that you are looked after. You do not have to worry about anything.
If you want to go for dinner, she would have sorted that out for you. If you want to finish the tour early and do your own thing, she'll say, off you go, do what you want to do. She's brilliant.
Gavin, hi guys, hope you're well.
Hi, nice to see you.
It's Easter holidays and we're cruising in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days.
Ooh.
So we're over the moon.
Ken and Lindsay have been to the Arctic twice. Is that Lofoten Islands that way, Ken or Lindsay? I don't know who's commented. Be interested to know because I'd like to go that far.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but I still think it's not quite like Antarctica or Greenland. Even though people say that you're in northern Norway, you don't get the icebergs like in Greenland.
You don't. I'm just looking at Gavin's question.
Go on.
Because he said, "Is there any cruise line you would not do again?" And the answer is no. But there is one that there is one that I would I'd have to prepare myself to go on.
Oh, much fun.
MSC.
No, I think we had a good time on
We have had a good time on MSC. But the only thing that disappoints me with MSC is the table service when you're at venue.
Depends on the ship, I suppose.
It's touch and go. But MSC, if you're watching, prove me wrong.
No, I think Precios was much better experience for us than it was on some of the bigger ships.
Yeah.
So I think it depends what ship you're on. But
no, I do more because they've all got their own little quirks. They've all got their own little specialities in terms of what they do and the service they provide. You know, MSC ships are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love the included drinks. If you get a package with MSC, I think it's fantastic value.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say their entertainment was the best, but their food, we enjoy Mediterranean inspired food apart from fish. So, you know, we're quite happy. We went on Costa for a week and, you know, that was amazing. Really enjoyed it.
We loved Costa. So,
really enjoyed Costa.
Big mix of different things. So no ships we wouldn't go on. We'd do them all again. But people who are going on their first cruise, there's some ships that we would say do not go on for your first cruise. Definitely.
But if you're a seasoned cruiser, you can afford to.
You get to know what's good, what's not so good, and what works, what doesn't work, and you enjoy the ship for the differences.
I remember going on Virtuosa. That was our first cruise ever. We never even thought about it, and you know, we spent most of the time going, "Is this included? Can we eat here? Can we?" Is this drink included? Can we have that? You know, where's the buffet? Are we allowed to just walk in there and grab what we want? You know, and I think that's one of the reasons we started the whole YouTube Tom and Dom Travel was the fact to put out information to help everyone just cruise, because it is such an incredible way to travel and see the world.
It's a great way to travel. You no other way like it. And like we said, we've got a land-based holiday coming up in August, so it will be definitely interesting to see what we think of that. Where there is just one buffet restaurant in this hotel,
there is,
and not a lot else. Maybe we'll be on a boat tour every day just to be on the sea. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Our first land tour, our first holiday.
In a hotel.
Spending a week in a hotel in the same place.
We're not planning on vlogging it, but we might do a video on it if anyone's interested to see how Tom and Dom cope on land for the week. Rocking. But definitely not a series.
No.
We might do one video.
But it's your brother's wedding. So.
Yeah, we haven't got time.
We got things to do.
I don't think you'd be impressed if we were like, can you just move while we just
Gil and Sandra, thanks for joining us. Hope you're both well.
Yeah.
Hi guys, question. What did you think of the Italian menu beans and toast?
Absolutely loved it.
No complaints at all.
No. There's some great options on there. Every dish that the four of us had, so there was me and Dom, Lizzie and Laura, were amazing.
Really good.
We had no complaints at all. Service was good. Food was top notch. Fred Olsen do food really well, and in colours and taste, not to complain. We love Italian food, and they did it really well.
I was really impressed, even with the included dining in the main dining room. Just the sheer number of dishes on every single menu. So like you go in there, you'd have your evening menu on one page of A4 because it was norovirus, so they gave us disposable menus. And then equally on the other side was a full extensive menu of always available, not one or two dishes for each course. You know, this was a completely separate menu that was always available.
But going back to talking about colours and taste, you've gone off.
I was just reiterating how impressed I was with Fred Olsen and the food.
Yeah, but if we had time, we would have gone back to the speciality restaurant and tried the other two menus as well.
The steak and the Indian.
We just wish we were on a longer cruise.
Yeah, next time.
Italian menu, top mark.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Here we go. James, we have a cruise gap, only one for the next few years.
In May this year. Have you booked it? No. Actually, no. As everybody knows, me and Dom are not great at booking well in advance. We don't have anything booked for May. No. We also don't have anything booked towards the end of the year either.
No, we don't.
So any ideas, do send them our way as well. So yeah, May half term, October half term, We are yet to fill those
We
gaps.
are vacant.
So yeah, we are not good at booking far in advance, and yeah, May's the next one. So who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah,
We shall see. We'll see what happens.
we've got a couple of
Even if it's a
ideas
short
though
cruise.
for the summer, because we can fit one cruise in, obviously, because as we just said, we've got the wedding as well, so we can only fit
could
one
fit
cruise
two.
in. That's really pushing it.
I have 6 weeks off, so
Yeah,
I'm like,
you can fit two in.
we'll fit 2 in.
Yeah. But no, we don't have one for May. So if you've got any ideas for May, do let us know.
Any discount codes, send them our way.
If we see any, we'll post them. We'll post them. We posted a few good P&O cruises coming up.
Yeah.
There's some good ones from like £500-600. So check those on our Facebook page. We posted those this week.
Yeah.
There's a Fly cruise and there's a Southampton cruise for under £600, both of them.
Oh, Nathan and Amy, which port are you looking forward to visiting most on your Marella Discovery?
We were talking about this earlier today,
were.
weren't we? I think I'm quite looking forward to visiting Athens, which sounds wild because me and Dom have been there before.
Yeah.
But we've been there before to board cruises, never as a port, in the middle of a cruise. So we've never been to look around Athens properly. So I'm quite looking forward to that.
I was going to say Bodrum then.
You said Santorini earlier.
Well, no, I don't know. We're going to Santorini, but it's given me, I suppose, a little bit of anxiety because everybody's telling me I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning to go and queue for a tender ticket, to get on a tender when they start launching at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then having to queue to get on a little lift that takes you up from the bottom to the top. Now, I don't like being rushed when I'm on a cruise.
Yeah.
But I am looking
you don't
forward.
Like getting up early on a cruise.
It's getting up early. Full stop. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's on a cruise or not. So yeah, Santorini is giving me a little bit of anxiety because, fortunately though, looking at the schedule,
we might be the only ship in, so I think we'll be all right.
It's the start of the season.
Please let us know if there's just one ship in.
Is it
size
going to be
of
that
Marella, which is what 2,000,
1,800
1,800 people? Will we be all right?
Yeah.
Because if you say we'll be all right, we won't be up at 5 a.m. We'll just chance it.
And the one port I'm really looking forward to and experiencing is Bodrum. And the reason for that is I've never been to Turkey.
You haven't been to Turkey,
I've never
I've never been to that part of Turkey. So yeah, on this, we're going to Rhodes, we're going to Crete,
Yeah.
we're going to Santorini, we're going to Bodrum, and we're going to Piraeus for Athens. There are, have I missed one?
Possibly.
Crete.
There might be more.
Rhodes,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
anyway. So they're the places we're visiting. Who knows? Can you tell we've done loads of prep for this? We just, as usual, me and Dom go with the flow and learn as we go.
As we go. That's what life is all about. No spoilers. Gavin, I have only done Fred and Marella. Oh, two very different.
Very different ships, very different vibes on board. Fred, much more traditional. Marella, more relaxed. Both very good for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, they are going to become a little bit more similar because the people who do the entertainment for Marella will now be the people who do the entertainment for Fred. And one of the best things about Marella is the entertainment, and to give Fred's a little bit of Marella's style entertainment, and it's going to just lift up that product even more.
Yeah, because some of the little taster events we had on board, as we were in that little crossover area, we really enjoyed. Really enjoyed them. Here we go. Question: how would you compare Fred to Ambassador? Very similar. I've got to agree with that little last comment. Very similar.
Very similar.
Feel, vibe around the ship.
Yeah, you get assigned a table on both
for dinner.
You get, it's a little bit more formal. The demographic is a little bit older. If I had to say between the two, you get a bit more choice in Ambassador in terms of specialities in food, but I think Fred is a bit better in the main dining room.
Yeah, Fred is more premium, but they are very, very similar.
Very similar.
And Ambassador value, you cannot fault that.
Yeah. So, Ken and Lindsay, the performances we had on Balmoral, I think Ambassador at the moment is better in the main theatre. That could change soon.
James, Love the last series of videos. Everything looked great. We love your very honest review. Much love from our. Well, we try. We do. You know, there are every cruise. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you're sailing with. There are going to be little niggles. There are going to be things that annoy you. There are going to be things that go wrong. And you know, we've always said for our own integrity and honesty that you know the whole reason and purpose we do these is to help people. You know, and if you're in that situation yourself, you know, this is what we did and this is what we recommend you do in the future.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no,
things go wrong. Like on the yacht cruise, we all got on the coach one day for an excursion, and then the coach broke down and the air conditioning went off. It was absolutely boiling. But within 20 minutes, we had Mercedes taxis, blacked out Mercedes taxis, a line of them waiting to pick us up. So it was sorted so quickly. On Fred Olsen, we had a problem with our cabin, with our toilet, that flooded, and they resolved it before we even knew there was a flood.
Before we even knew there was a problem.
There had been a flood. It had been sorted. So it's how cruise lines rectify the situation. On other cruise lines, we've been to.
What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah, we've been to guest services numerous times, and no one has had any interest. So
and I'll tell you the worst, because there is a worst customer service. The worst customer service we have ever faced on any cruise line, P&O Aurora. That was appalling. Yeah, just putting it out there. But most of the time, they're really good.
Aurora, the ship was lovely.
Oh, beautiful. But beautiful. Loved it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
We don't let those little downers affect the rest of our cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the 30th special cruises in May? Now, we posted a little bit about these. There's an article on our website about them. Each Marella ship is going to have a few special guests going on. Unfortunately, me and Dom cannot go on because it's in school term time, basically. Otherwise, we definitely would have booked a Marella cruise.
It looks amazing.
There is some really good musical acts. There's some special guests on board each cruise. Definitely worth going. I think Marella have got a lot planned and not everything has been revealed yet, but they're slowly revealing things over the coming weeks. So I think it's going to be a big celebration. We're going to attempt to find out more about that next week because I'm going to quiz the cruise director.
We shall say.
We shall say. Yeah.
Oh, Nathan and Amy, they've just said, I think we'll be fine. When they were last there, they didn't get off straight away.
Yeah.
And waited until ticketing for the tenders wasn't needed and there was only one ship in port.
Oh, that seems all right then. So fingers crossed we'll be all right.
Yeah, that's...
you don't want to be up.
I don't want to be up.
No.
And queuing.
If we're the only ship in the port, then luckily, well, fingers crossed, we should be okay.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Ken's just come in. Thank you, Nathan, Amy. Much appreciated. Ken, but we think both of you would really, really enjoy Ambassador.
Yeah, I think
100%.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it, and the production shows. We are so glad that they are changing, and that's nothing to do with the performance, but I think the style that they are given was very old-fashioned and a bit lackluster to be polite about it.
The main theatre productions on Fred Olsen desperately need a little bit of zhooshing up. They're getting it. They know it. They're getting it.
And they've got a great team coming on board. We have seen a little bit of a preview of it. If you've been on Marella and seen their shows or seen what happens in the exchange on Voyager, if you've been on Queen Anne and been into the Bright Light Society, all the same people who run the entertainment. I know some people are quite shocked when you say people who do Marella do Cunard, and they're like, how can it be? Because they are very different audiences, but because
everybody likes to laugh and be entertained.
Fred Olsen are getting some, I think, much better entertainment coming up, so I think they will be a much better product for it.
Well, that's it.
Well, that's it. So we are cruising over Easter. If you haven't seen, we have got a couple of cruise questions on our Facebook page today. We are currently asking, would you cruise over Easter if you didn't have to, like we do? Some people do, some people don't. And we're also asking, do you think that cruising is still good value? Because cruising is starting to eke up a little bit in price. But for us, we still think it is very good value for what
We
you
do,
get
for
if
what
you
you
pick
get.
the correct cruise line. And then look out for our daily posts, because we will be on Marella Discovery from Wednesday. So we'll be posting our tips and hints reels on all our socials. We'll also be giving our Patreons. If you are not on Patreon, please consider subscribing to us. Exclusive behind the scenes updates. They're much more personal about what we get up to each day.
You get
more
a
of
good view a day.
Bit more video diary style. You hear from both of us what we're getting up to. Normally in not so glamorous location.
True.
But it's the real story, isn't it? And
It
if you
is.
want to get a bit of backstage information and more about that, consider subscribing to our Patreon, and we'll get lots of updates from behind the scenes as well. So all that going on. But thank you very much for joining us on our live tonight.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate you spending a little bit of your Sunday evening with us and asking us questions and keeping us busy. Thank you ever so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, and have a lovely Easter.
Yes.
And we'll catch up with you very soon. We shall be back live when we return from our cruise.
Yeah, to let you know how we get on.
Yeah. See you soon. Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody.